In the description box below this video is a link where you can download my Excel spreadsheet that contains my cheat sheet for Week 4 of college football, including Friday, November 28th and Saturday, November 29th, 2025. This is the last week of the regular season of college football. My cheat sheet has a unique compilation of point spread calculations based on power ratings from ESPN and TeamRankings, and highly valuable against the point spread ATS trends. Go to the description box below this video, click the link at the top, and it will take you to my Google Drive, which has my cheat sheet. To download this Excel file to your computer, click File, Download, Microsoft Excel. Once you've downloaded this Microsoft Excel file to your computer, click Enable Editing. Next, let's look at this spreadsheet. In the remainder of this video, I'm going to go column by column and explain to you what this spreadsheet's about and how to interpret it. So in the first column, I have the games numbered from 1 through 64. There's 64 games on Friday, November 28th and Saturday, November 29th, 2025. This is week 4 of college football, the last week of the regular season. So the way it's set up is each game, I have the road team at the top and the home team at the bottom. So in game 1, you have Ohio Bobcats, they're the road team, and Buffalo Bills are the home team. So this numbering system is based on VegasInsider.com's college football scoreboard. So if you look at the scoreboard, the sequence that these games are presented is the sequence that I use to number the games. In this column here, I have the actual point spreads from VegasInsider.com. So for example, in Ohio, this was their opening point spread and now refers to their current point spread in Vegas. So Ohio is the road favorite, -7. I took this number and I put that into this column. Next, the next grouping here is I calculated an independent point spread using ESPN's Football Power Index, F.P.I. So if you go to ESPN, College Football, NCAA, go to Rankings, they have the Football Power Index. The Football Power Index is designed to rate the teams from best to worst, but also these numbers can be used to calculate point spreads in a similar method that's used to set lines in Vegas. So I took this number, FPI, and that is this column here. Then I calculated the point spread using this number. The way to calculate the point spread, if you go to my channel, there is a video that says how to calculate point spreads from power rankings or power ratings. That's the method that I used. That's on my channel. So the key column in this section here is you want to look at this triangle column, the point spread difference, the delta. The difference between the calculated point spread using ESPN's Football Power Index and Vegas. And in this situation, green is good. So I set up this Excel file to be a table, which means that all these little, in the heading row, each box has a little triangle. So when we click the triangle, we can sort from largest to smallest, and this will show the largest differences between the Vegas point spread and the ESPN Football Power Index point spread that's calculated. Here green is good, and I put in green all the point spreads where there's a difference of greater than 3. So here the largest difference using this method is 5.9. Almost a touchdown, Stanford. So in this situation, the Vegas point spread gives Stanford, there's actually a mathematical advantage. Why is this? Because in Vegas, let's say you go to Vegas and you bet Stanford, and that's plus 31.5. According to ESPN's F.P.I, that means that they're predicting that Stanford would win by 25.6, which means you cover the point spread. There's actually a cushion of 5.9 points. So who is Stanford playing? If you scroll over to the right here, I have in column R the opponent, which is Notre Dame. So based on ESPN's F.P.I power rating, Stanford is projected to cover by 5.9 points. So that's now in this grouping here, column J, K, and L, I present the calculated point spread using Bill Connelly's SP Plus power rating, also published on ESPN, as well as the difference and the power rating numbers. So where do these numbers come from? So ESPN, back in 2019, hired a sports analytics expert, Bill Connelly, and every week he publishes his own power rating. Similar idea to the Football Power Index, but the numbers are different. He has his own methodology. So ESPN actually publishes both numbers. So Bill Connelly, we see here, published for this week an updated power rating. So Ohio State has a power rating of 32.4. I took this number, I put these numbers into this row, calculated the point spread using this method in the video, and then I look for the differences. So we want to see the difference between Bill Connelly's numbers and Vegas. So click this triangle, sort largest to smallest. And we see here, there's some here where Bill Connelly's projecting over a touchdown. There's a touchdown advantage with these particular games. So here it's going to be Virginia, there's a 14-point cushion. So Virginia, Iowa State 9.4, Minnesota 9, Florida State 8, UNLV, Louisiana, and Texas Tech, they're all around 7, a touchdown advantage. Now, these are just data points, but they do, we're drawing numbers from authoritative sources, and this makes us go, okay, well, I need to look a little bit closer at the Virginia Cavaliers. He's projecting a pretty large difference there. So the third power rating group is from TeamRankings.com. And they publish their power ratings. They call them predictive rankings and ratings. Their power ratings, same idea. You can calculate point spreads. So Ohio State, power ratings 32.7. Took all the numbers from this column and then put them here. Calculate the point spreads. And let's sort. Click the triangle, largest to smallest. And let's see here. Let's look at the top two around a touchdown. It's going to be actually Boise State and Fresno State. So Boise State and Fresno State, Team Rankings team. And this is a group that about 25 years ago, they started doing sports analytics. They were graduates of Stanford. So those are three different power ratings. So you have the Vegas actual numbers, and then you have the ESPN Football Power Index calculated point spreads, Bill Connelly's numbers, and team rankings. So in these three groups, you want to look at the triangle column and focus on the green numbers. So in column R here, I put the opposing team. And also, if you want to reset the table, go to the first column, click Sort A to Z, and that resets the games from 1 to 64. Moving to the right, so Team Rankings has very useful trends and statistics. If you go to NCAA odds and trends, team trends, they have against the point spread, ATS, win-loss, and over and under information. So I extracted that information and put it on the spreadsheet so that you can look at each game. For example, game 1 is Ohio versus Buffalo, and you can look at each team's win percentage and average margin of victory. So the table that is important in terms of covering the point spread is the ATS table. This is from TeamRankings against the point spread. You want to go to this middle column here, click the triangle, you want to sort from largest to smallest. And this, what I did was highlight in green the teams that have covered the point spread over 70%. So let's look at the top two. They've covered the point spread over 90% of the time, 9 in 10 games, and that's Texas Tech and Ohio State. In this next grouping here, we have over, largest to smallest. These teams here have gone over in over 70% of their games. We're going to do the unders now. These teams, Oklahoma Sooners, have gone under 82% of their games. Okay, let's reset this table. Go to the first column, click A to Z, scroll to the right. Okay, so I provided some additional information. So going back to Bill Connelly. Okay, so Bill Connelly on his, this is Bill Connelly on ESPN. He has his overall power rating, but he also does offense, defense, and special teams. So he rates those individual teams there. So as we see here, the number 1 offense is North Texas. So in this particular situation, the better teams have a higher offensive rating. The best defensive team is Ohio State. And notice that this number is smaller. So on defense, smaller numbers are better. And then we have special teams. How do you get the overall rating? You get the offense minus defense, and then you add special teams. So these numbers I put, this is the overall power rating, and then I put the individual offense, defense, and special teams. So if you want to look at matchups, so Ohio Bobcats offense is rated 24, and they're going up against Buffalo Bills defense, which is rated 26.5. So I also added here strength of record. So strength of record is so far, basically this is the last week of the regular season. It basically is a measure of how good are the wins, or how good is their record, considering their win-loss record as well as the strength of their opponents. So SOR, strength of record, it reflects the chance that an average top 25 team would have the team's record or better given the schedule. So it takes into consider the strength of schedule. Now SOS, which is the strength of schedule, is how difficult are the opposing teams. And then in this last column here, this is the rankings of the college football playoff committee. So these are the committee rankings. So this, let's sort here. And we have the committee ranked Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3, right? But if you want an objective measure of who's the most deserving, or who has performed the best considering the quality of the opponents, these are rankings, so we want to do smallest to largest. We see that Texas A&M has the best strength of record. Indiana is number 2. Ohio State is number 3. So people especially when you're going to like teams that are, when you're looking at the bubble teams, there's a lot of controversy over where certain teams should be. For example, if we see here Alabama, this is a big debate because Alabama had a very hard schedule. Their strength of schedule was the ninth hardest, and their strength of record was number 9, and they're ranked number 10. Okay, now the controversy is Notre Dame. So Notre Dame is ranked above Alabama, but their strength of record is 12th, and their strength of schedule is 34. So these are two different metrics. So this is the College Football Committee rankings, and this is the actual strength of schedule, strength of record. So these are the two that you want to compare. And then in this last grouping here, I put the conferences of the teams. So you can also sort by conference. So going back to the first row, we want to reset it, sort A to Z.